In today's digitally interconnected world, data has become the new currency. And behind this thriving currency, there is data centers. Data centers of the world enable your Netflix plans, your YouTube, and all your social media. All that data is being processed and handled by this massive machinery of data centers. India right now generates 20% of the world's data, and it's slowly becoming a data powerhouse. With the growth of social media, 5G technology, Internet of Things, AI, you can see the volume of data just increasing. And that is where you see a huge growth path ahead for the data center industry. Data centers in India are poised to become a 2000 megawatt industry by 2016. The CAGR growth of this industry is expected to be 12% year on year. With the industry itself growing at 12%, you can imagine the growth potential of the various stocks in this segment. So in this video, we are going to analyze this industry, the whole value chain of data centers in India, and which are the stocks that you can pick in that value chain to take advantage of this opportunity. So now let's try to understand the data center market and why is there this rapid growth happening in this market. So the first thing that is driving this growth is definitely the Digital India initiative by the government. The government of India wants to digitally enable a huge section of our population, propagate digital solutions, make payments digital, make access to information digitally enabled. And that is driving the growth of the digital economy as well as the need for data centers. The second big reason for the growth of the data center economy is the rapid rise of cloud computing. From how you store your data to how your company stores your data, how different startups are now evolving, you will see cloud computing has become a necessity for everybody's life. And cloud computing is heavily dependent on data centers. With different data privacy policies in place, Indian data has to be stored in India, and that requires the Indian economy to also have access to high quality data centers. Now, with the rapid advancements in AI and every Indian company evolving to adapt with AI, and even Indian IT companies going for AI development, you can see increasing need of data centers there as well. What's also benefited this industry is that the government has realized the importance of data infrastructure and actually has given data centers the status of infrastructure development, through which they can now access various government incentives and lower taxes, which makes this whole industry much more lucrative. This rapidly evolving sector of data centers not only helps the digital economy, but it also enables so much job creation. From engineers, IT professionals, and support staff, there's so many jobs that are being created by the data center economy. The data center industry also supports various ancillary segments, from real estate to power generation to even cooling centers. There's so many ancillary companies which are gaining because of the growth of the data center economy. So in the next section, we'll try to dig deep into the value chain of data centers and identify some of the companies which are going to gain a lot with the evolution of the data center economy in India. So the data center economy in India is a mix of global as well as domestic players, and we'll name a few key players before we go down into the broader value chain. You have companies like Singapore-based ST Telemedia, which grows and hyperscales data center, which has a very good presence in India. Along with it, you have NTT, another global conglomerate which sort of has expertise in growing Indian data centers. You have Airtel Nextra, which is doing a lot of innovation in the data center space, and a homegrown company which is making waves. And obviously you have Reliance Jio, which is making big moves in the data center space as well. With the backing of Reliance Group's huge muscle, Reliance Jio can actually cause a lot of disruptions in this space. Along with Reliance Jio, you have names like Sifi, which is a decades old name, which is also doing a lot of interesting work in the data center economy. Now let's try to understand the broader value chain of data centers and the type of listed companies that stand to gain from the data center economy. So there are various parts of the data center economy. Number one, there is real estate and infrastructure developers who will develop the real estate and the infrastructure facility for the data centers. Second, you have IT infrastructure players which will work on the IT infrastructure of the data centers. Then you have connectivity, right? Obviously you need very good connectivity for data centers to be operational. And then then finally you have support staff which will be working on the support of the data centers. Let's try to look at the real estate and infrastructure developers in the data center economy. The first company which has gained significant traction in the last year is Anant Raj, which is a real estate company which specializes in data center infrastructure. Along with it, you are seeing KEC International also bid a lot for data center infrastructure. And finally, you have Ahluwalia Contracts, also a key player in the data center real estate segment. Here you would see that Anant Raj is one stock which has gained significant momentum and seems to be an investor favorite due to its presence in the data center economy. Now, after the real estate developers, there are IT infrastructure developers in the data center economy. Here you have good names like Blackbox Technologies, Orient Technologies, and NetWeb. If you go and look at the charts, you will see all of these companies have grown more than 150% in the last 1 year and seem to be very high momentum in terms of their earnings as well. Now, talking about connectivity, RailTel, a PSU stock, has been working very aggressively on the data center segment and seems to be a key beneficiary of connectivity of data centers. Along with it, you need support for these data centers. So you have companies like Blue Star and Voltas which manufacture ACs which are needed in high volume for these data centers and other electrical equipment, and they stand to gain a lot due to the emergence of the data center economy. Finally, on the power and electrical equipment front, you are seeing many companies making a pivot towards data centers. So you have companies like Siemens, ABB, L&T, Schneider Electrics, which are all making a move towards data center and actually coming up with even more innovative solutions where they're bringing in renewable energies to power these data centers and creating unique value chains. Obviously, many of these industries have been an investor favorite and have been part of a lot of momentum portfolios in the last 1 year. So the data centers definitely look like a very high potential sector. But let's now try to understand what are the potential opportunities and some drawbacks for this segment, right? So the potential rewards are obviously that it's a good long-term bet, right? You are going to see high growth potential for the long term in the data center segment. India's digital economy will continue to evolve. You'll see innovations in AI come up, cloud computing get more adoption in the Indian economy, and that would lead to a long-term growth for the data center segment as well as the related stocks. But there could be potential risk for the data center stocks as well. There could be regulatory challenges that could impact that stock. There could be economic downturns that will impact the data center economy. Along with it, you could have risk in terms of competition, right? It's a highly competitive industry and you could see larger players come in and compete for the data center projects, and you could even see technological disruptions, right? Something changing in the AI industry could make some of the data centers a little obsolete. So while there are a lot of opportunities, there are also certain risks that we have to be careful about. So while evaluating these data center stocks, we have to be careful about a few things. What are the projects that these stocks are getting in this economy? And then what is the valuation that they're commanding? You also have to look at the financial stability as well as the competitive advantage that the particular company has in this industry before you take a bet. So in conclusion, the data centers is an exciting new sector that has come up in the Indian economy and is going to continue to be a significant portion of the market where we'll have to put our attention. The digital economy, digital adoption as well as data in India is going to continue to grow, and we understood the whole value chain of companies that stand to benefit from this evolving sector. So that was our analysis of the data center sector. If you like this analysis, please go and hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments what you liked about this. I hope you like our series where we are covering these emerging sectors, and we hope to come back with another interesting segment in our next video. Till then, happy investing.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.